Dear children, welcome to this channel. This is my 10th video on complex numbers. Hope we will finish this portion within 3 more videos. In the last video, I have explained the rectangular form of a complex number, how to find out the modulus and the argument of a complex number, and hence to write a complex number in the rectangular form. I did some examples, and in this video, let us see the remaining examples and the exercise problems. Before doing the example and exercise problems, let us recall what we did in the previous video. That is, z is equal to, if z is represented as x plus iy, it is said to be in the rectangular form, where x and y are called rectangular coordinates. If z is written in this form, r into cos theta plus I sin theta, it is said to be in the polar form. That is, in short, we can write as r cis theta. That is cis theta, cis theta. And this cos theta plus I sin theta can be expressed as e power I theta, and this is called Euler form. Then this theta, r and theta are called polar coordinates. Then r is called modulus or absolute value of z, and it is obtained by taking square root of x square plus y square. And this theta is called the argument or amplitude of z. And this theta, this argument, is obtained by the formula argument of z is equal to capital argument of z with capital A plus 2n pi, where n belongs to z, where this A argument of z with capital A is called the principal argument. That means this theta is not a single value. Even after one rotation, two rotations, the value gets repeated. For the same one, we will have different angles. And therefore, with the principal value, 2n pi is added. This 2n pi is called the principal argument of that complex number. And then, if the complex number lies in the first quadrant, second, third and fourth, this is the way to get the principal argument. Theta is equal to alpha. And if it is in the second quadrant, theta is equal to pi minus alpha. If it is in the third quadrant, theta is equal to alpha minus pi. And if it is in the fourth quadrant, theta is equal to minus alpha. Then what is alpha? Alpha is nothing but tan inverse of modulus of y by x. I have explained it in that how we obtained this theta in the previous video. Now, argument of product of two complex numbers is equal to sum of their argument, and argument of quotient of two complex numbers is equal to difference of their arguments, and argument of z power n is equal to n times argument of z. So these are some properties of argument. And then if z1 is in the, if z1 and z2 are two complex number in the polar form, that is z1 as r1 cis theta 1 and z2 as r2 cis theta 2. That is, I have written the short form of cos theta 2 plus I sin theta 2. Then how will you find out z1 and z2? How will you multiply z1 and z2 if they are in the polar form? Just multiplying their modulus and then adding their argument. Similarly, for quotient, dividing their modulus and taking the difference of their arguments. Then what is the alternate form of z is equal to r into cis theta by adding 1 2k pi. So this is the alternate form of z. And then for a zero complex number, argument is not defined. So polar form is defined only for non-zero complex numbers. And then if z is expressed in the polar form, then how will you find its z inverse? That is, the reciprocal of z is nothing but cos 1 by r into cos theta minus I sin theta. It's a conjugate divided by its modulus. And then if z is equal to r into e power I theta, that is, if it is expressed in the Euler form, then 1 by z is 1 by r into e power I theta, 1 by r into e power minus I theta. So cos theta minus I sin theta and e power minus theta are same. So what is e power minus I theta? Cos theta minus I sin theta. So if e power I theta is cos theta plus I sin theta, e power minus I theta is cos theta minus I sin theta. So here I have given all this just to recall what we did in the previous video. So with the help of that, let us do the problems. Okay, now let us start with example 2.25. Find the product 3 by 2 into cos pi by 3 plus I sin pi by 3 into 6 cos 5 pi by 6 plus I sin 5 pi by 6 in the rectangular form. That means these two complex numbers are given in the polar form. You have to find the product and you have to express it in the rectangular form. Okay, now let us see how to do this. So the given problem is this one. So on multiplying, how will you multiply? You multiply the modulus and add the arguments. That is the method to multiply two complex numbers in the polar form. So argument modulus of first one is 3 by 2 and modulus of second number is 6. So 3 by 2 into 6, and then cos of adding the argument pi by 3 plus 5 pi by 6 plus I into sin 5 pi by 3 plus 5 pi by 6. Now by adding this you will get 7 pi by 6, taking LCM 6 and multiply it by 2. 2 pi plus 5 pi is 7 pi by 6 plus I sin 7 pi by 6. That means in order to get its exact value, that find its value, let us split this as pi plus pi by 6. 7 exceed 6. So 6 ones are 6, 6 plus 1 7. So pi plus pi by 6. And similarly here also we can express this as sine of pi plus pi by 6. Now what is cos of pi plus pi by 6? You know that in the quadrant all students take centum. Cos pi means pi here, plus pi by 6 means the here tangent only positive. So cos will be negative. For 180 degree, the ratio won't change. So it will be equal to minus cos pi by 6. Similarly here, sin pi by 6 means only tan. It will come the pi plus pi by 6 will be in the third quadrant. In third quadrant, tangent is positive. So sin will be negative. So minus sin pi by 6. Now what is pi by 6? Pi by 6 is nothing but 30 degrees. So cos 30 is minus root 3 by 2. And here sin 30 is 1 by 2. So minus root 3 by 2. So after getting this form, write the value of the angle so that you will convert this to the rectangular form. So let us multiply 9 throughout. So minus 9 root 3 by 2 minus 9 by 2 I. So this is the rectangular form of the corresponding product. Okay. Now coming to the next example 2.26. Express the quotient in the rectangular form. Here the product and here it is quotient. Now how will you divide two complex numbers in the polar form? Dividing their moduli and subtracting their arguments. So 2 by 4 into cos of 9 by 4 minus of minus 3 pi by 2. Subtracting the argument. Now 9 pi by 4 minus into minus is plus 3 pi by 2 plus I sin 9 pi by 4 plus 3 pi by 2. Now simplifying this, adding this, you will get 15 pi by 4. And then how will you write it to get its value? You have to split this. How will you split this? 4, it is 15 is less than its fourth multiple. That is 4 4s are 16. 16 minus 1 is 15. So 4 pi minus pi by 4. So 4 4s are 16. 16 minus 1 is 15. So 4 pi minus pi by 4. So here also we can split this 4 pi minus pi by 4. Again 4 pi means it will come in the 4 pi means again it will be after 2 rotations it will come here. 4 pi minus pi by 4 means the this go to the angle lies in which quadrant? Fourth quadrant. In fourth quadrant cos is positive. Other ratios are negative. So cos positive, that is cos pi by 4. Sin will be negative. So minus I into sin pi by 4. So knowing the value of pi by 4, that is 45 degree. Cos 45 is 1 by root 2. Sin 45 is 1 by root 2. We can substitute here. And hence we can multiply this 2. And hence this quotient is written in the rectangular form. So just apply the rule of product as well as quotient of two complex numbers in the polar form, then you will get the required answer. The next example 2.27. If z is equal to x plus iy and argument of z minus 1 by z plus 1 is pi by 2, show that x squared plus y squared is equal to 1. Actually the locus of z when it satisfies this condition is x squared plus y squared equal to 1, a unit circle. That is the meaning for this question. So instead of asking like that, they have given like this. So the same question may be asked like this. Find the locus of complex number z if it satisfies this condition. That means the answer should be x squared plus y squared equal to 1. The same way you have to proceed. Okay. Now take z minus 1 by z plus 1. Let us find out what is z minus 1 by z plus 1. Then let us pass on to this given condition. So substituting z as x plus iy. First you have to make the numerator as well as denominator in the proper form. So grouping the real and imaginary terms, x minus 1 plus iy and x plus 1 plus iy. Again they are in the quotient. So in order to make it as in the proper way, you have to multiply and divide by the conjugate of the denominator. So x plus 1 minus iy by x plus 1 minus iy. The denominator will be the product of their complex conjugates. So it would be equal to x plus 1 squared plus y squared. And what happens to the numerator? Just to use the rule of multiplication of complex numbers, real into real. X minus 1 into x plus 1 minus imaginary into imaginary minus y into minus y is plus y squared. plus I into imaginary into real. This is negative, let us first I written here y into x plus 1, then minus y into x minus 1. Now under simplification, x minus 1 into x plus 1 is x squared minus 1 plus y squared. Here xy and minus xy we get cancelled. Plus y is plus 2y. Now after rewriting this z minus 1 by z plus 1 in the proper standard form, let us come to the given condition. Argument of z minus 1 by z plus 1 is equal to pi by 2 is given. So argument means here you have to use the, even though it is small a it is given, you have to use the principal value to get to do all such problems. So what is the formula to find out argument? Tan inverse of y by x. So what is y? Imaginary part is 2y divided by x plus 1 squared plus y squared, and a real part is x squared minus 1 plus y squared by x plus 1 the whole square plus y squared. So y by x, tan inverse of y by x means here tan inverse of imaginary part by real part. So imaginary part by real part, here these two get cancelled. So 2y divided by x squared plus y squared minus 1. They move this tan inverse, so it will be tan pi by 2. Taking tan on both sides, you will get tan pi by 2. So what is tan pi by 2? Tan pi by 2 is infinity. That means the denominator should be 0. In order to get this infinity, this denominator should be 0. Therefore, x squared plus y squared minus 1 is equal to 0. And hence, x squared plus y squared is equal to 1. This is a circle. X squared plus y squared equal to 1 represents a circle of radius 1 unit. So, it is called a unit circle. Hence, the proof. So, the same question may be asked. Find the locus of z given argument of z minus 1 by z plus 1 is equal to pi by 2. So, in that case, you will get the answer as x squared plus y squared equal to 1. Now, let us go to the exercise problem. Second one. Already we did the first problem in the previous video. Now, let us do the second one. Find the rectangular form of the complex numbers. So, first one you can try, and the answer I have given the answer. Check whether you get this answer or not. Then second one, cos pi by 6 minus I sin pi by 6 by 2 cos pi by 3 plus I sin pi by 3. So why I am doing this means because there is one minus. So if minus comes, what you have to do? What is the rule? If there exists minus instead of plus. Polar form means you should have plus, but it is minus here. So how to do this problem with the minus sign? So in this, if the problem comes under minus sign, what you have to do? Involve this minus to the cos and sin. That is, cos of minus pi by 6 is cos pi by 6. So rewrite pi by 6 as minus pi by 6. And involve this minus here so that minus of the sin pi by 6 will be equal to sin of minus pi by 6 with a positive sign outside. So this has been converted in this form with a negative angle. So if minus comes here, just move that minus to the angles. Okay. Now again as usual, then after rewriting this, then divide it, the r being 1 here, so 1 divided by 2, and then arguments should be taken, the difference of the arguments should be taken on division. So minus pi by 6 minus pi by 3. So under simplification it will be minus 3 pi by 6. So 1 by 2 into cos of minus 3 pi by 6 plus I into sin of minus 3 pi by 6. Then you have to get the value of minus 3 pi by 6 and you have to rewrite this in the rectangular form. Okay. So what is minus 3 pi by 6? 3 and 6 get cancelled. Minus pi by 2 plus I sin minus pi by 2. Again, retrace the previous step here. What we did in order to get this minus should be moved to the angle. Here the same thing. What cos of minus pi by 2 is cos pi by 2. So instead of getting the value for negative angles, if it is positive, it would be easy to write its value. So we are making it as again we are making the angle to be positive. So cos of minus pi by 2 is cos pi by 2 and the sin of minus theta is minus sin theta. So minus I into sin pi by 2. So sin 90 is 1, cos 90 is 0. So 0 minus I, that is equal to minus I by 2. So the value of this problem is minus I by 2. Okay. This is minus I by 2. Now, let us see the third problem. If product of this complex numbers x1 plus iy1, x2 plus iy2, etc. to xn plus iin is equal to a plus ib, another complex number a plus ib, then show that x1 square product of this one x1 square plus y1 square, x2 plus a2 square, etc. to xn square plus yn square is equal to a square plus b square. And second subdivision, sigma r takes the value 1 to n, tan inverse of yr divided by xr is equal to tan inverse of b by a plus 2k pi. So this seems to be some modulus and this seems to be argument. So what is the given condition? x1 plus iy1 into x2 plus iy2 equal to etc. xn plus iyn is equal to a plus ib. The product is given. So let us take modulus on both sides. So modulus of this product is equal to modulus of a plus ib. Now what is the property of a modulus of product of complex numbers? It is equal to product of their moduli. So modulus of x1 plus iy1 into modulus of x2 plus iy2 etc. to modulus of xn plus iyn, that is equal to modulus of a plus ib. Now what is modulus of x1 plus iy1? Root of x1 square plus y1 square. And here it is root of x2 square plus y2 square etc. to root of xn square plus yn square. And this one is root of a square plus b square. So in order to get rid of the square roots, let us square on both sides. So on squaring on both sides, we have x1 square plus y1 square into x2 square plus y2 square etc. to xn square plus yn square equal to a square plus b square. Hence we have proved the first part of this problem. Okay, so by taking modulus, we have proved the first part of the problem. Now in order to prove the second one, let us take argument for the given condition. So again, the given condition is the product of these complex numbers is equal to a complex number a plus ib. So taking argument on both sides, argument of the product is equal to argument of a plus ib. Now what is the rule of argument of product of complex numbers? It is equal to sum of their arguments. So argument of z1, z2 is equal to argument of z1 plus argument of z2. This is not only true for only two complex numbers, this is true for a finite number of complex numbers. So applying that, the argument of the product is equal to argument of the sum of their arguments. So argument of x1 plus iy1 plus argument of x2 plus iy2 plus etc. to argument of xn plus iyn is equal to argument of a plus ib. Now what is the formula to find out argument of a complex number? Tan inverse of imaginary by its real part. So y1 by x1 plus tan inverse of imaginary by real, that is y2 by x2 etc. to tan inverse of yn by xn, that is here also tan inverse of b by a. Then this summation can be expressed as sigma yr. Instead of y1 x1, y2 y2, we have taken yr xr, where r ranges from 1 to n. So sigma r is equal to 1 to n. Tan inverse of yr by xr is equal to tan inverse of b by a. So what is the alternate form of writing that? This is principal argument. So general argument means you have to add 1 2k pi. So tan inverse of b by a plus 2k pi is added. K belongs to, where k is an integer, that is k belongs to z. So thus we have proved the second part of the problem. Okay, so first part by taking modulus, and by second part by taking argument, we have proved the results. Next, fourth one. If 1 plus z by 1 minus z is equal to cos 2 theta plus I sin 2 theta, then show that z is equal to I tan theta. Now given that 1 plus z by 1 minus z is cos 2 theta plus I sin 2 theta, you have to show that the value of z as I tan theta. So in order to do this problem, we have to do a small adjustment. Just add 1 on both sides. Okay. So 1 plus z by 1 minus z plus 1 is equal to 1 plus cos 2 theta plus I sin 2 theta. Now simplifying this, taking LCM 1 minus z, so it will be, numerator would be 1 plus z plus 1 minus z. Now let us group these two terms, 1 plus cos 2 theta plus I sin 2 theta, that is being real, let us group this. Now what is the formula for 1 plus cos 2 theta? 2 cos squared theta, and sin 2 theta can be split up as 2 sin theta cos theta. And here z and z get cancelled, 1 plus 1, 2 by 1 minus z. Let us divide throughout by 2. So cancelling this 2, we have 1 by 1 minus z is equal to cos theta into, taking cos theta outside, cos theta into cos theta plus I sin theta. Now to get the value of z, let us interchange these two. So 1 by, taking reciprocal, we have 1 by cos theta into cos theta plus I sin theta is equal to 1 minus z. Or z is equal to, move z to this side and this term to that side. So z is equal to 1 minus 1 by cos theta into cos theta plus I sin theta. So what is the reciprocal of 1 by cos theta plus I sin theta? Z inverse. Just it's a conjugate, cos theta minus I sin theta. So 1 by cos theta plus I sin theta can be written as cos theta minus I sin theta. So let us divide this 1 by cos theta inside. So cos theta by cos theta minus I sin theta by cos theta. Cos theta by cos theta being 1, sin theta by cos theta is tan theta. So multiplying this minus 1 plus I tan theta. 1 and 1 get cancelled, I tan theta. So we have proved that final answer as I tan theta. So what is it? Z is equal to I tan theta. Okay. So we can write Z is equal to I tan theta, hence the proof. So we have proved finally z is equal to I tan theta. Next, fifth one. If cos alpha plus cos beta plus cos gamma is equal to sin alpha plus sin beta plus sin gamma equal to 0, show that cos 3 alpha plus cos 3 beta plus cos 3 gamma is equal to 3 times cos of alpha plus beta plus gamma. Similarly, sin 3 alpha plus sin 3 beta plus sin 3 gamma is equal to 3 times sin of alpha plus beta plus gamma. To do this problem, let us take cos alpha plus I sin alpha as some a. So, to do this problem, you have to assume cos alpha plus I sin alpha to be a, and you have to consider cos alpha plus I sin alpha, cos beta plus I sin beta, cos gamma plus I sin gamma, and then you have to consider these three complex numbers and represent it as a, b and c. So, it can also be expressed as e power I alpha. I have already told that this e power Euler form is used when you want to multiply complex numbers and find out the power. This complex, instead of using in the rectangular form, polar form and Euler form will be made the calculation easy. So, let us take this as e power I alpha and e power I beta and e power I gamma. Now, let us see what happens if we add a, b and c. Cos alpha plus I sin alpha, cos beta plus I sin beta plus cos gamma plus I sin gamma. So, adding three complex numbers means the real part to be added and the imaginary part is to be added. So, cos alpha plus cos beta plus cos gamma plus I sin alpha plus sin beta plus sin gamma. But in the question it is given the real part cos alpha plus cos beta plus cos gamma is 0. So, I replace it by 0. Similarly, the imaginary part is also because they are the given condition. So, 0 plus I0 is 0. So, a plus b plus c is equal to 0. There is one relation in algebra, that is, if a plus b plus c is equal to 0, then a cube plus b cube plus c cube is equal to 3abc. This is an algebraical identity. Now, we are going to use this algebraical identity as a plus b plus c is equal to 0, a cube plus b cube plus c cube is equal to 3abc. Now, what is a? E power I alpha and b is e power I beta. So, here we are going to take cube. That's why I have used the Euler form in order to make the calculation in an easier way. Then, and here substituting a as e power I alpha, e power I beta and e power I gamma as b as and c respectively. Now, I alpha power to the power means it is easy to multiply. So, 3 alpha, I into 3 beta plus I into 3 gamma plus 3 into product means we will multiply add the power. So, e power I alpha plus I beta plus I gamma, taking I outside, alpha plus beta plus gamma. Now, again after taking the powers, again we can replace it in the original form. So, e power I3 alpha is nothing but cos 3 alpha plus I sin 3 alpha. In order to get the required result, we are again transforming. Again, e power I3 beta is equal to cos 3 beta plus I sin 3 beta, and e power I3 gamma is cos 3 gamma plus I sin 3 gamma. And here 3 times e power I angle is alpha plus beta plus gamma, means the argument is alpha plus beta plus gamma here. So, 3 times cos of alpha plus beta plus gamma plus I into sin of alpha plus beta plus gamma. Now, let us add the three complex numbers, grouping the real part. Real part will be cos 3 alpha plus cos 3 beta plus cos 3 gamma plus I into imaginary part is this one. And this is equal to this complex number 3 cos alpha plus beta plus gamma plus I into 3 into I into sin into alpha plus beta plus gamma, multiplying these 3 inside. Now, these two are complex numbers and therefore they are equal, means the corresponding real and imaginary parts are equal. So, equating the real and imaginary parts, we have the required result cos 3 alpha plus cos 3 beta plus cos 3 gamma equal to 3 cos of alpha plus beta plus gamma, and the imaginary part sin 3 alpha plus sin 3 beta plus sin 3 gamma equal to 3 sin of alpha plus beta plus gamma, and hence the proof. Next, sixth one, if z is equal to x plus iy and argument of z minus y by z plus 2 is equal to pi by 4, show that this condition. So, you have to do just like the previous problem. I think it is 4 or something. So, just like example 2.27, do the problem and then check whether you get the locus. Suggest final answer as x squared plus I squared plus 3x minus 3y plus 2 is equal to 0. Substitute z. First find out what is z minus I by z plus 2. On substituting z as x plus iy, group the real part and imaginary part for the numerator as well as the denominator, and then multiply and divide by the conjugate of the denominator and rearrange in the proper standard form. Then take the argument. How will you take the argument? Argument of this one is nothing but tan inverse of the imaginary part by the real part. Equate it to pi by 4. Move this tan to opposite side. Write the value of tan pi by 4 and then cross multiplication, you will get the required answer as this like. Okay, just to try. And I have given some extra problems. The first extra problem I worked out the first extra problem. Look at the first one. If the argument of z minus 1 is pi by 6 and argument of z plus 1 is equal to 2 pi by 3, then prove that modulus of z is equal to 1. So given two conditions, you have to show that modulus of z is equal to 1. So as usual, let us take z is equal to x plus iy. Now let us see what happens if the argument of z minus 1 is pi by 6 means what you will get. So substitute z as x plus iy minus 1. As z minus 1 is x plus iy minus 1. Then grouping the real and imaginary, x minus 1 plus iy equal to pi by 6. And what is the formula to get argument? Tan inverse of imaginary by real, that is y divided by x minus 1 equal to pi by 6. And then y by x minus 1 is equal to tan of pi by 6. Tan pi by 6 is 1 by root 3. So you will get one expression y by x minus 1 is equal to 1 by root 3. Let it be. Now let us go to the second part. Argument of z plus 1 is equal to 2 pi by 3. So argument of substituting z as x plus iy plus 1 equal to 2 pi by 3. That is argument of x plus 1 plus iy equal to 2 pi by 3 on substituting z as x plus iy and grouping the terms. And how will you obtain the argument? Tan inverse of imaginary by real y by x plus 1 equal to 2 pi by 3. So what is y by x plus 1? That is equal to tan of 2 pi by 3. Tan 2 pi by 3 means you have to split this. So 3 ones are 3, 3 minus 1 is 2. So pi minus pi by 3. And then if it is the number is smaller than that minus, it will be greater than that, you will have plus. So this one pi and 2 pi, 3 pi will be exactly the multiples here. So 3 ones are 3, 3 minus 1 is 2. So 3 times 3, 1 is 3. So 1 pi here. If it is 7 pi, you will write, suppose if it is, okay, I will pass on to later, 10 tan of y minus pi by 3. Now, so all students take centum according to that rule. Pi minus pi by 3 means it again this angle lies in the second quadrant. Second quadrant sign is positive. So we have minus, and pi means the ratio won't change. So tan pi by 3. Then what is tan pi by 3? Minus root 3. So already we got y into x minus 1 is equal to 1 by root 3 and y into x plus 1 is equal to minus root 3. So let us multiply these two. So y by x minus 1 into y by x plus 1 is equal to 1 by root 3 into minus root 3. Root 3 and root 3 get cancelled, minus 1. Here on multiplying the numerator y square, denominator is x squared minus 1. So cross multiply, it will be minus x squared plus 1. Again moving this x squared to this side, x squared plus y squared equal to 1. What is x squared plus y squared? That is nothing but modulus of z. So modulus of z is equal to 1. Actually it is modulus of z squared equal to 1. Again taking square root implies modulus of z is equal to 1. That is, here this implies modulus of z squared is equal to 1, which in turn implies modulus of z is equal to 1, and hence the result. Okay. Now I have given some more problems. If real part of z plus 1 by z plus I is equal to 1, then show that x minus y is equal to 1. So substituting z as x plus iy and for taking the real part, after getting this in the standard form, take the real part as 1. Then on equating the real part equal to 1, you will get this required answer. And similarly, find the locus of the complex number. The same question is given like that. So I have given one question in this way. So locus of the complex number, or if the real part, show that both are same. Now modulus of z minus 5. Modulus means in order to get rid of square root, first square it. To get rid of the square root, square it. Substitute z as x plus iy, and then find out its group the terms, and then take the modulus. On squaring means there won't be any square root. Then simplify it. You will get the required answer. The answer is y is equal to 0. Then if real part of z minus 1 by z plus I is equal to 1, show that x plus y plus 1 equal to 0. The two problems are similar. Here z plus 1 and here like z minus 1. So try these problems. See, some may get confused while splitting the angles into smaller ones. So let me explain this by some few examples. Now, how will you split this 11 pi by 3 in terms of pi by 3? 3 fours are 12, 12 minus 1 is 11. 3 fours 12, 12 minus 1 is 11. So, it can be split up as 4 pi minus pi by 3. 3 fours 12, 12 minus 1, 11, like that. Okay. Here 3 fours are 12, 12 plus 1, 13. So 4 pi plus pi by 3. So in this way you can represent this in the smaller angle. Okay, pi by 3. Likewise, How will you represent 17 pi by 6 in terms of the smaller angle pi by 6? 6 3 is 18. 18 minus 1 is 17. So 3 pi minus pi by 6. 6 3s are 18. 18 minus 1 is 17. Here 6 3 is 18. 18 plus 1 19. So 3 pi plus pi by 6. So in this way you have to split this angle in terms of the smaller angle. Okay.